Hello, peoples of the internet. This is Eminough, and unfortunately for you, and also a little bit unfortunately for me, I was recording just now. I did a bunch of stuff. It's all very exciting. As you can see, we no longer have 50 million credits. So, an unexpected Marsquake has struck near Wandermere, measuring 3.3 on the Richter scale. Well, some citizens felt the shaking that went largely unnoticed. And somebody actually brought this up in the comments, that Mars doesn't experience any sort of seismic activity because it doesn't have very active tectonic plates, and that's fine and all, and I believe that. But at the same time, you need to be able to make your game more interesting than literally just sitting around while nothing happens. And even though that is technically kind of what TerraGenesis is a lot of sitting around waiting for new things to happen, at the same time, things do need to be implemented into the game to make it more interesting, even if it does kind of detract a little bit from the realism. Now, let me catch you up on the past probably 10 minutes of recording that I thought I was doing. So, what we've done is we didn't begin researching anything. What we did do is we got both of our boosts up and running, so you don't need to get, you may not have any commercial breaks this episode. But what we did do is, first and foremost, we started construction on the Soletta, and that's going to be done in 1 day, 4 hours, and 40 minutes. Second off, we made an entire new colony. Its name is Kratos. It's right here. Examine Kratos. You can see it's on that kind of black splotch on Mars. Right now we've got a level 2 HAB unit. And we have a very slow population growth, but that's okay. And then the two things that we're building here are a HAB dome and a transit network. And I say that out of order, a HAB dome and a transit network. And they'll be done in their own due time. Very long due time, by the way. And then in the biosphere, we've got an entirely new species that we've created called Florus faunus. And I did that purely for the irony. I purely named it because Florus faunus because flora is Latin for plant and fauna is Latin for animal. Now, that's probably false. In fact, saying that makes me realize how false that is. So that much is good. But flora and fauna, Acacia species has been reduced by 19% in health because of a particularly harsh winter. Okay, well, it still looks like it's doing fine. Let me take this and refresh the biosphere. Okay, so it's back to threatened. But we should be fine. Anyways, flora is kind of referring to plants, and then fauna is more referring to animals. I just thought it would be funny to name a bush that. So that's what we did. And we're waiting for Florus faunus to reach about 50% health to start introducing herbivores. Which actually, I'm curious. I'm gonna see what this is like. Amphibian, bird, insect, mammal, and reptile. Let's see. Plus 100% birth rate, minus 50% support offered. Bird? High pressure tolerance, low pressure tolerance. Let's go ahead and add that gene. High pressure, low pressure, invasive, social behavior, flying, pair bonding, scavenger. Cool. Okay, so that'll be coming at some point in the future. Hopefully soon, but maybe not a bird. Maybe not. Anyways, our status report for right now is the year is 2200, not 22,000. Good grief. The year is 2200. We have 10,660,000 credits in climbing, a total population of over 150,000, a new culture point, apparently. Although, it doesn't look like it alerts you on the culture button anymore. Let's go ahead and say plus 5% construction speed. Anyways, we've got a relatively thriving biosphere, mainly comprising of microorganisms and a couple of plants. And in a couple of years, we'll be introducing some herbivores. And yeah, and we are currently working on 2 massive satellite projects, one of which has about 1 day left of construction. That's the orbital surveyor, which allows us to penetrate into the ground with sonar or some other form of ground penetration scanning technology, as it says right there, and find out where veins of different ores are. And that will greatly increase our mining efficiency. And then we're also building the Soletta, which is a giant orbital mirror, or an array of giant orbital mirrors that's all controlled by an AI program to help keep the global temperature as close to optimum as possible, and that is incredible. Now, if you're thinking that sounds like a geostorm, yeah, it's called Geostorm, then you're right. And if you're wondering what Geostorm is, it's a actually not half bad disaster movie where we build this giant array of satellites that orbits Earth that has all sorts of technology on it to help maintain the weather of Earth as close to paradise levels as we can. And it kind of starts going haywire because of some hacking from the government, and spoiler alert. But, yeah, I didn't think it was a bad movie by any means, but it was... It by no means was an award-winning movie of any kind. So if you've seen it, good for you. If you haven't, I kind of can't blame you. But, yeah, it's pretty good, and Soletta does kind of sound like a geostorm, especially now that I've said it out loud like that. Anyways, ignoring that and moving on, what was I just about to say? I had something I was going to say. That's right. I've got a comment here. Well, not right here. I need to open it up. But let's go ahead and pull it up. Somebody commented on the last Mars video that I did. And if I can pull that up anytime soon, that would be terrific. Let's see here. Yep, there it is. And the comment... Oh, sorry, pardon me. It wasn't on the last Mars video. It was on the last Mercury video, because it was a much more recent comment. And I'm wrong again. Sorry, everybody. Let me just find that really quickly. And yes, here we go. Sorry for that delay, everybody, and my inability to find where that comment was posted. So, he's saying that he's got too much oxygen and too much water. And I feel you, brother. I feel you so much. I'm actually in that exact same position, though maybe not in as dire a situation as you are. I don't know. You didn't tell me how much oxygen and how much water you have on your Mars world, but I don't blame you for that. It's totally fine. So, what I would do, and what I am doing, is in one of my colonies, I've got a carbon fixer which is helping decrease the oxygen. And as you can see, I got one of them upgraded to level 10 through some miracle of engineering and a genius engineer or something like that. And then I've got another level 1 carbon fixer. And they both are doing a very good job at decreasing the amount of oxygen that we have in our atmosphere. And the other thing that I'm doing, and this is specifically for the water problem, is I'd build an ice launcher. Now, it is at the end of its particular research chain. You need to research the geocistern and the electrolyzer. I think that's what it's called. The electrolysis plant. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. So you need to research the geocistern and the electrolysis plant before you can research the ice launcher. But the ice launcher is actually an excellent way to manage your water levels, especially if you've got a lot more water than you were hoping you would have. Because look at this. It decreases water levels by 120 centimeters per minute. And it has the side effect that it also decreases pressure at a rate of 10 pascals per minute. But it also gives you 2,520 credits per minute. And I think that might be because, I mean, look at this. Oh, okay, we need to come over to the colony screen here, but if you go over to Wandermere and click on the ice launcher, it says, throwing snowballs at God. That's how CEO Nwabudike Morgan described this incredibly ambitious project. Drawing water from the local hydrosphere, this facility will freeze and compact it into giant building-sized blocks, coat those blocks in heat-resistant supermaterials, and then launch them into space like comets in reverse. It's a huge undertaking, but one that has already begun drawing large tourism crowds for every launch. And therein lies the secret to its earning you more money while it's operational, because people will pay to come see huge, massive pieces of ice being tossed into space. And that's got to be some debris field around Mars, just ice blocks everywhere. But oh, and by the way, it says that they're giant building-sized blocks, which means they're either throwing a lot more than 120 centimeters of water per minute into orbit, or it's just an average of 120 centimeters per minute, but they do it at like 1 kilometer every hour or something like that. Or the other thing that could be happening is that it's just large building-sized blocks that collectively is 120 centimeters of water, but it's just really, it's not very dense. But however it's working, this is a great concept. I love it. The CEO, Nwabudike Morgan, apparently loves it. It's just good times all around. Incoming transmission, 3 free Genesis points. And here, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, is the first commercial break of the actual video. So, bear with me, everyone. I'll be right back. Alright, everyone, and we're back with 3 more Genesis points. And we now have a total of 21. Now, so as I was saying, to answer the question / to finish giving the advice that was asked for in the comment, what I would do, and as you can see, what I have been doing, is I've just built a couple of facilities and some extra slots in one of my colonies to help manage those levels. And if you need some more advice on like where to build them if all of your colonies are full, or if you need some advice on how to earn the money to fund these projects in the game, then feel free to comment below and ask about those things. But I feel like that's a pretty good answer to the question that was asked in the previous video, which actually is I think it's like episode 3 of the Mercury series is where it was asked. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and see what else can be done. Let's check up on the biosphere really quickly. So Florus Faunus is currently at 23% health out of a total possible 109% health level. And we're still waiting for it to get to 50% before we actually start trying to introduce any sort of herbivores. We might actually also want to wait to introduce a tree species as well. Let's see what this transmission is for. Mining revenue boost, no thanks. And Acosirans, you poor fragile microorganisms. Another harsh winter has just decreased the health of Acosirans majorly. So, this might be kind of a yo-yo effect sort of a thing where every winter a bunch of them die off, and then over the course of the rest of the year they kind of build back up their population, only to be killed off again in the winter. So, let's see how that all plays out, and and just wait for Florus Faunus to become healthy enough to actually support an herbivore. And let's see about trees. Plus 50 oxygen. Okay, so trees do add a bit of oxygen, and we all knew that. They represent the largest and often oldest plants in a fully developed ecosystem, requiring significant support and time to grow. But returning that with proportional animal support and oxygenation. Okay, so let's add that gene. And let's say, low metabolism, fruit bearing, and flowering. Okay, so this is going to need quite a bit of support, it's looking like. Oh, but it's right in the good old healthy range. Excellent. So, okay, I see how that is. Okay, so let's go ahead and confirm that organism. Let's call it Primus arbor V. Yes, Primus arbor V, or the 5th, if you will. Okay, 3 free Genesis points. I don't think we need that right now, but thank you. Double check on the biosphere. Only 59% cap. And only 48% cap? What? What is going on here? Facts. O2. Okay, so we're looking at Primus Arbor V. Now we're looking at Florus Faunus. An imperfect health score is not necessarily a problem, and so thriving and much more successfully in penguins, but that doesn't mean penguins are necessarily in trouble. Okay, I still kind of feel like we should boost your health score up a bit. Florus Faunus and Primus Arbor. Okay. Now just refreshing that page. Oh my. None of our plants are doing well. But why is that? Why, especially Grulans errans. Grulans errans. Thanks, but no thank you. Birth rate, culture, total growth rate 2.65 per minute. Natural health, 30% culling. Oh, well, I mean, it might not help that we're culling. What? Why are you poaching the grass? What kind of numbskull poaches grass? And why are there poachers on Mars? In any case, I suppose, let's come over here and check on Remus. No, sorry, I mean check on Kratos. Let's go ahead and build an eco simulator. Seriously though, what kind of idiot poaches grass? Okay, anyways, everybody, sorry about that. We don't need any cultural revenue boost yet anyway. Now, what else should we do this episode? I mean, you missed a lot of stuff, and I apologize for that. How about we finish the Habdom? How much would that cost? 5. And I think we only have like 21. Yeah, we've got 21 Genesis points, so that would put us all the way back down to 16. Let's not do that. How about? I don't know. I honestly don't know what else is important to do at this point in the episode. Let's... Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't taken any time yet this episode to appreciate how much progress we've made. And look, you can kind of start. I think I'm seeing a bit of green on Mars now. It might just be me, but I legitimately think I'm seeing some green starting to appear on Mars. It's not very much, and it's definitely sporadic, but I think there is some. No, we don't need that. Thank you. But really, guys, we're making so much progress, especially now that we've got this ball rolling, as it were. And we've got, going from level 1 to level 2. Nah, no thank you. Let's go ahead, I was going to say, let's go ahead and look at, because look, you can see this city down here and this city up over here. This bigger city over here is Zakharov's Wish. That is Wandermere. And up on this island right here is Yoglin. And then right here, if you can see these tiny little bitty lights there, that is Kratos. Up kind of near the coastline is Kratos. And I think that's pretty cool. I personally think that is way cool. So, like I was saying, there's still much to do, but a lot of it is kind of offset by by the amount of time we have to wait for things to kind of get moving in that direction. So, what's this transmission all about? Mining revenue boost. Nope, we've got that, thank you. But yeah, let's see. There should be one more thing left to do this episode, and that will all depend on how our dear plants are doing. Primus Arbor V seems like it'll be doing pretty well. Forest Faunus seems like it might be doing somewhat well, but it's capped out at 64. That means it's already reached half of its capacity to thrive, as it were. And good thing we didn't take up that offer, because the Habdome they were talking about, or looks like it just finished upgrading, so kind of avoided a trap there. Of course, it could have said a Hab complex. I'll have to look at that in editing. But anyways, so many anti-intellectualism movements in Wandermere. And I bet it's equally bad in Zakharov's Wish. I think there are like 5 of them in Zakharov's Wish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are 4 of them. But still, I think I'm beginning to understand why people are trying to poach grass on Mars. They just... What do you need grass for besides, like, maybe fertilizer, those weird, like, grass roll things for people's houses? I don't know, but, like... why are you trying to poach grass? Stop trying to poach grass. Grass doesn't need to be poached. And in any case, I think that just about wraps up this episode of Mars, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I do TerraGenesis every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I do Minecraft and occasionally other videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every now and again I'll put a video out on Saturday as well. So, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've got any comments or any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. I do my best to get back to them, and if you've got a question, I always make sure to answer that question in the next episode of that series. So don't be afraid if you want to know what the best way to get started is, or if you want to know when the best time to start introducing life onto a planet is, or anything related to the game. Feel free to ask that question, and I will be sure to answer it in the following video of the series. So once again, everyone, thank you for watching. This has been Eminough. This is TerraGenesis Mars, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.